How's it going, everybody? RyeSquad here today, and I would be back with a Toledo Underdogs episode, but unfortunately, guys, the save file has been lost. No. Overwrote it with an autosave, didn't it? Yesterday's video where I was doing the franchise mode question and answer, I was jumping around between a lot of saves, and it turns out that the save file that I had been loading was just a backup the whole time, even though every time I went in and I saved the file and I would overwrite the file and quit and exit and save, and nothing crashed or anything like that, but it just got overwritten by another autosave, and I think that's kind of an L for EA that we can only have 3 autosaves, and that this is the kind of the way the franchise mode save system works. It's really poor, and that we can have 2 backups of the same file, yet it overwrites another backup. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it does fall on me that the Underdogs file was lost. I should have just created a new file and saved it that way. I do have a save file from like the 2025 season, like halfway through season number 1, I think it is. So really, it's a lost cause at this point for the Toledo Underdogs. And I just wanted to come on and say, I'm sorry that, those of you that love the Underdogs, and we finally got to a good spot, right? That's what kills me the most. We didn't win a cup ever with this really tough challenge. And we finally had rounded the corner. We were the best team in the East, second best in the entire league, and we were ready to make a huge playoff run. We made some changes. Porter Martone had finally turned out to be what he was. We were deciding between Charnquist and Lutz, going alongside Gavin McKenna and Lambert on the top line, and we had Pearson and Trudeau, up-and-coming defensemen. We had our goaltending stable of just tons of elites, and it's just all gone, and there's no way to recover it. So, as you guys can see, I'm going to flip real quick to the franchise mode save list. It turns out I just glanced over this pretty much every time I loaded up the file, but it was a backup. And you can see here that there are 3 backups, and that's as many as you're allowed to have. Personally, I thought it was 1 backup or 3 backups per save file. It turns out it's 3 backups total. So when I was jumping between the Penguins and the 2 Sabres rebuilds, it auto-saved, well, I guess it just auto-saved the Penguins twice. I guess I jumped in it between a couple of them too, but I had 2 Sabres rebuilds as well as a Penguins rebuild for, viewer education purposes, and it got overwritten. So, obviously that one's on me. It's an L, right? But I wish we had a better way of managing these saves and autosaves. And this kind of thing is not the first time it's happened where I've lost a save due to an autosave error. And it's just, I've never really liked this way of doing the autosaves. I'm not a fan of it. I really don't like the way to manage save games in this. It doesn't feel very clean. There's not information for me that's readily available, and the save file feature, I don't know. It's nothing like what you would get on a PC. Obviously, it's not a PC game, but I even remember back in like the 360 days, I feel like managing save files then was better. Yes, there was no auto save feature, but at this point, I feel like we should have cloud franchise saves too, so that I can't do anything like this, that I always have a cloud save there. I think it's about time for that. Obviously, now is not the time to get into that, but I'm just gonna take responsibility for it. I jumped around and I didn't go in from the backup and create a new save file and then load that save file. You can see there is one peeking down at the bottom here. It is January 1st, 2025, which is a couple months into the first season of the save game. So there's really no way to recover any of the work that we've done. So, but now that I've said that, what is next for the channel, you're wondering? And I'm not ready to jump right back into a long series. I'm having a lot of fun, and I figure this is as good a time as any for those of you that are super loyal to the channel watching. I think this would have been episode 16, or probably, I think it's episode 17 of the Toledo Underdogs. You guys are obviously invested in the series and invested in the channel, and thank you guys so much. I really appreciate your support and all the comments and everything you've given me along the way. So what's next? I'm actually starting to do a new content calendar. I'm trying to get myself more organized, and I've got a lot of notes and some ideas. And if you guys have ideas, I'd love to see them down in the comments section. But as far as where we go next, I'm going to keep my Tuesday, Friday upload schedule. We've got Tiny Fists. That series is still alive. Yesterday's Q&A, I'm obviously haven't seen the full results of how you guys enjoyed that, but hopefully you did, because well, I put a lot of time and effort in that one, so I'm hoping you did enjoy it. And hopefully it was informational for you guys. If not, well, I'll pivot and I'll figure something else out. But Tuesdays and Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern are when I want to keep uploading my content. That kind of schedule keeps me on top of things, and I feel like I can balance everything in my life that way. So Tuesdays, Fridays, 4 p.m. Eastern time, you can expect to see videos from me. Now, Tuesdays, I'm hoping to be a bit more one-off, a bit more effort in the videos. I don't want to say like I don't put effort into the videos, but those are going to be more effort, right? Those are going to be the Q&A, right? That one took a little bit to edit, because I'm going to have the weekend to edit those, and maybe I'll do some video essays down the line. If you guys have any topics, I got a couple in mind, but if you got any topics you want me to deep dive into, that's when you can expect those on Tuesdays. And then Fridays, I'm kind of expecting to be lighthearted videos, something to kick off the weekend. Just chill, kick back. Maybe we'll do some live streams on Fridays instead of a video, but for the most part, I want to do like maybe Tiny Fist. That becomes like a Friday thing, right? Think about Tiny Fist versus the Q&A. That's the kind of difference we're getting at when it comes to Tuesdays versus Fridays. So that's what's next for the channel. And I want to do like just single franchise mode saves, right? Like, hey, you guys wanted, I put out a poll before the season, and I feel really guilty that I never got to it because the Underdogs, I just fell in love with it. But there's a bunch of you guys that have asked for a franchise for me to rebuild, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to rebuild those. Those are going to be 1 episode rebuilds. We're going to try and get all the way through, maybe 3 seasons, or maybe however long it takes, depending on how much I'm in love with a certain save file. But you're going to be seeing that a lot more. And I'm really trying to transition the channel to maybe something less of 20 episodes over 4 months. Like, come on. I love it too. I love my series, and that does not mean series are going away, but it's a long time doing the same thing over and over and over, and, I sometimes lose my passion. So I'm going to try and explore a bit more of what's exciting to me, what gets me invigorated. I love, like, the actual gameplay in Chell. I know people have got their complaints with it, and everyone's got their complaints every year, but I do really enjoy playing NHL 25, so maybe some more ESHL stuff, or maybe I'll be doing the actual sticks tutorials, like showing you guys how to do dangles and gameplay tips, and I'm obviously not the best. You can watch Eki or any of the pros for that, but any tips that you guys want to hear, I'd be willing to share you what's gotten me to where I'm at. And I'd love to produce more gameplay, and then even potentially shifting games. Maybe I want to play college football in a little bit. Maybe I want to do a bit more Football Manager again. Maybe Madden pops back up on the channel. Those of you that have been around a little bit know when Madden was on the channel. MLB The Show, right? Maybe I don't do as many series with that, but I do a little bit quicker paced episodes. So what I'm trying to get at is sometimes these series drag on for me too, guys. And that's why the channel hasn't been super consistent. But 2025, I said it in the Q&A, I want to hit 4,000, and as a stretch goal, I'd love to hit 5,000. I'd love to do things that you guys love to watch, and things that I love to produce. So, I've always wanted to make video essays, something that, has always been interesting to me, something I watch on YouTube a ton. So I'm going to come up with some ideas for that, and hopefully I can execute it well. I'm a one-man show over here. I record, edit, script, all of that. That's me. So, and I have fun doing it, and it's another tool in my tool belt, if you will. But just to round this out here, I don't want this to be too long, but man, I do feel pretty guilty that the Toledo Underdogs are gone. And I really felt like this season was going to be a really, really good one. We went into the playoffs as such a good team, and oh man, we finally had rounded that corner. It felt like we were in a really good spot, and to take that team from where it was to where it is now, I was really happy with how I did. I think now I've learned a bit more about franchise mode too. See, guys, I'm still learning myself all the time. But I learned a bit more about what to look for and ways to turn the corner, that I can get talent, but there's certain ways in the sim that you got to look out for, and ways to build really, really good teams, and things you want to strive for, and maybe some things that I lean too heavily on that aren't as important as I thought maybe they were. So I think I can carry that all with me going forward, but I will never forget the Toledo Underdogs. You guys were awesome throughout that series. You guys were always commenting ideas, thoughts, feedback, and it's been awesome. It's been truly great to see your support with the Toledo Underdogs, and I'm really, really, really sorry that it went out this way. Like, I'm taking the full responsibility. I know I put it on EA a little bit earlier, but I know how this franchise mode save system works. I should know how the backup system works. I should know that if I jump into too many franchise modes and I was using a backup, even though I was saving over that backup, it was still going to overwrite the backup. It wasn't going to treat it now as some permanent file, which is what I had assumed it did. But it's on me at the end of the day. And I'm sorry to you guys. Those of you that were tuning in within, I saw the metrics. You guys were tuning in consistently. You guys were loving it. You were loyal, like leaving support. And I feel like I let you down here. So I wanted to, again, say I'm sorry. It's not the end of series type content on the channel, but it's as good a time as any for me to really start to do some other things on the channel, because I feel like I've been doing the same thing for the last few years, and I'm ready to do something a little bit different. Now, that doesn't mean I'm leaving YouTube, but it does mean that I am going to try and do more different avenues. And those of you that have made it this far in the video, here's a treat for ya. I'm now going to be multi-streaming. So, yeah, Twitch changed. I don't know how long ago it was, and I'm obviously really late to the party here, but if you guys like Twitch and you like my YouTube content, well, I'm going to be on both platforms again. So I'm going to be streaming on YouTube, so those of you that like streaming here, stick around. But those of you that like streaming over on Twitch, and it's a lot better for the chatter community and the Prime subs, if you guys want to support that way, I mean, it's all awesome. And I'm happy to give you guys the choice, right? You guys are the viewers. I make this for you. I know I have fun doing it, but you guys are the ones that consume the majority, right? So many hours spent on the channel, and you guys are awesome for that. So I'm going to give you the choice of what platform you want to watch me. Obviously, videos and shorts will stay over here, but live streams probably going to happen more frequently now, just because it's going to be easier to stream, and the chat's still going to be active. You guys are awesome with that. I really do love the community we built here. You guys are awesome. You guys are super supportive. You guys are just a bunch of fun people. Anytime I see your guys' names pop up in the comment section or in the chat. But guys, I do really appreciate your support throughout the channel, and I wanted to say one more time, I am sorry for ruining this Toledo Underdogs franchise mode save. I wish I could get it back. I tried to talk to EA, and I don't have any pull there, obviously, but I talked to the tech support guy at EA. He had nothing. He told me to talk to Microsoft. I'm like, there's no recycle bin on the Xbox. We can't go dig it back up. But it is what it is. We're going to move forward. We're just going to take this as a minor setback. 1 step backward, 2 steps forward. So let's take those 2 steps this Friday, guys. I'm excited to just keep producing more content for you, and maybe something a little bit different. So those of you that are used to the franchise mode series and really like seeing that form, it's not going away. We'll reassure you it's not going away, but I am going to be posting different types of content. So please, as always, leave your feedback down in the comments section. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.